So you want to know how a black party works?
Yes, I do.
Have you ever had a question you wanted to ask the opposite race, but you were too nervous to ask?
I'm Turner Sparks.
And I'm Phil Duckett.
And this is Black and White Advice.
Where we answer all your questions about race, even the scary ones.
This is Black and White Advice.
You've got a question, but you're scared to ask. Just drop the boys a message, cause they're up to the task. They're rolling the dice, they ain't always nice, but you can't think twice and get it. Black and White Advice. Black and White Advice.
I want to get to this today. So New York Times just came out with a list of etiquette for a house party. So you're going to a house party.
There's etiquette at house parties?
According to the New York Times, there's etiquette for how you're supposed to behave on your way to the house party, at the house party, when leaving the house party. I want to go through some of these and see.
This was written by a white person for sure. Because first of all, nobody would say how to act at a house party. First of all, it's called a kickback or a function. And, you know, if I'm at the kickback, I'm chilling at the kickback. I'm at the function. Post it up.
I'm very excited to read you this list.
Well, let's see what they got.
All right, here's rule number 1. When you accept an invitation, are we already off track?
They're sending evites.
When you accept an invitation, you have an obligation to bring something. I agree with this so far.
I agree with it too.
You can be the most beautiful person at the party who brings glamour.
Fuck no. Fuck.
You can be the person who brings an expensive wine, or you can bring a sprinkle, which means you sprinkle joy or wit or personality onto a party. But the rules are you have to bring something.
Let me tell you.
This is the New York Times.
The New York Times has really gone down lately. Let me tell you something. Glam and sprinkle, keep your mooching asses at home. All right? You better bring something to my house. Napkins, paper towels, forks. Don't just bring your fine ass to my house empty-handed.
I used to be the napkins guy.
Which is fine.
I'm all go-to napkins guy.
Something. Show me that you have contributed to all this money I've spent.
No, but for me, this is very exciting because now I know I don't even have to bring that. I can just be the wit person.
This is Gen Z shit.
And then I can be like, the New York Times said I can bring wit.
The editors at the New York Times are like 24.
I'm bringing beauty to your party.
You don't have enough beauty to pay me. Bring the napkins, Turner, please.
I'm a strong 7.
You are in Utah, but I'm going to tell you this.
I'm a Utah 7.
You're a Utah 7, Sparks, which is pretty good.
I'll take it.
That's not bad.
Utah people are hot. Mormons are attractive people because they don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't cuss.
They don't fuck.
They don't throw rocks. They don't do, anything that would age you, they don't do. And so they just sit around and look good. I think they exercise and they do drink a lot of soda.
I heard they do a lot of edging.
They might do that.
There's a documentary on it. It's big in the
There's a
Mormon community.
documentary?
Lot of nut in the jeans.
They drink Robitussin, I know.
They drink lean?
Yeah, because it's
like they pulling up syrup in Utah.
Dude, you open a fridge.
up.
I grew up with Mormons. You open a Mormon fridge, and the dad's just got like wall-to-wall Robitussin. Because like, I have a cold. Because it's their way of getting drunk because they're not allowed to drink alcohol.
No way.
Yeah. So they go full robo-tripping like every weekend.
That's pretty sick. I feel like we might do some research. We're going to get canceled by Utah. They're like, that actually...
It's true.
He has an opioid problem, Turner.
There's an opioid epidemic. Rule number 2. I don't even know if this is one, but I am excited that now I can bring absolutely nothing. Beauty. Rule number 2, stop bringing candles to people's homes. We all know they're re-gifted. There are only so many candles a house can take. Now, I don't know this. I don't know. I don't think I brought candles. I've never had anyone.
I've
bring
never
to
received,
me.
unless it was a housewarming.
What
party.
is the typical thing is like a fruit pie or something, right? What is that called?
That's the whitest shit.
Do you know what I mean?
He brought you a fruit salad.
That's a fruit salad. Joe? What's the term? The fruit.
A fruit platter?
You talking about like the fruit bowl cake?
Fruit cake.
Fruit cake.
Fruit cake. That's fruit.
I mean, yeah, if you're 1954 is what
But
they
isn't
were
that the
dropping.
old joke that there's like one fruit cake on planet Earth and people are passing it around?
How old are you, Turner?
About
Have you ever gotten a
125?
fruitcake at a party? Somebody handed you one? Was her name Esther? Shirley dropped off a little fruitcake over here along with a honey baked ham.
What do people normally bring? What at a black party? At a whatever.
Black party, probably napkins, silverware.
Everyone brings napkins.
So you want to know how a black party works?
Yes, I do.
You're like, yo, I think I'm gonna have a party today. You call up your homeboy like, yo. He's like,
So you decide that day.
you decide that day.
That day.
Yo,
All right,
yo.
already we're off.
Yo. I'm having a little kickback. I already got the motherfucking chicken and shit. You just make sure you bring the burgers and hot dogs, and then call your boy. So then he'd be like, bet. So then he calls his boy, yo, we having a kickback. We already got the burgers, hot dog, and chicken. You just got to bring the ribs, and so it's like
So
a
it's
game of telephone. And the cookout builds. So the better the cookout, the more people you have, because you have all the food you need. But if you don't call enough people, now you just there with 3 pieces of chicken.
Yeah.
And it's not a cook. You know what I mean? It's like you really have to do it. But no, that's how it starts. It'd be the day of. And he like, yo, like Labor Day. He was like, yo, it might be this weekend. I already got a call. Yo, this is Labor Day. We having a little kickback. Yo, such and such bring the hot dogs. You bring this, you bring that. So he's just organizing it. It's not really, we don't sponsor. We're not paying for everything.
And is it someone's home? It can be. I guess it could be.
Down south where I'm from, it's at somebody's house. So
New York City,
we're at Brooklyn Bridge Park.
Yeah,
That's where it happens at.
Yeah.
But down south, that's the thing. So the person who's throwing the party, he's like, you using my house and my grill, so I'm putting in less. So you relying on the other people to bring shit. But the thing about a black cookout is, you like, yeah, we gonna have a cookout around 3:00. If you get there at 3:00, white people get there on time.
We're going to get to that. We're about to get to that. Wait. We're going to get to that. But here's my question for you. What if someone follows the New York Times and they show up to one of the like this party with just their beauty and their wit and their personality, and they go, no, I've brought in me. I don't see what the issue is.
All the type of cookouts I go to, they're gonna put you in. First of all, they might not.
What if I came and I said, no, I'm the gift?
They would look at me. They're like, Phil, you brought this white boy? And then they're like, yeah. He was like, tell him to leave.
It would just be leave?
You tell him to leave. He brought glam. He couldn't bring not a napkin. He couldn't bring a piece of anything. No, you could bring a chip. You could literally bring the variety pack of Lay's chips, the little lunch bag.
Yeah.
You could do that. You could go and just get a small bag of chips and put them on the table. At least you tried.
You need something.
You got to have something. I'm leaving here with something.
All right. I'm trying to think of a white party. So a white party, like let's say it's a holiday party, like something the Labor Day. 3 months in advance, you're finding out about it.
Oh wow!
You're getting an Evite, and it's also very specific. It'll say you and your spouse, or you and your spouse. Okay, if we're going real white, it's you and your spouse. If you don't have a spouse, you don't get a +1. It's just you.
If you don't have, so you can't bring the stripper you met the night before.
Absolutely not. I had a guy.
Why can't it's a +1? Why do you give a damn who?
We had a Super Bowl party, and a guy brought a girl that he met on the subway over to our house, and this was like a day before the COVID outbreak. She gave everyone COVID.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, this girl on the subway.
Was she hot?
She was pretty attractive. She was also like clearly nuts.
Well, of course.
Like a psychopath. This Australian guy brought her over and he was like, hey, mate, yeah, I'm on the subway. Yeah. He'd been in New York like a month. That when you just got here and you're still talking to everybody?
Yeah.
So like you're standing on the subway and you go, hey, what do you got there?
Yeah.
And she's like, it's my bag. And you go, you want to go to the Super Bowl party?
Yeah. And she was like,
and she
absolutely.
goes, yeah, I'm just looking for a meal,
But I'm just like, so she's homeless, a hot
yeah,
homeless
a
chick.
hot homeless lady. Which, by the way, all the married guys are like, yeah, good for you. We're like doing
of course,
the...
they're like, I'm not mad at them. I probably would have done it too.
We're like, go for it. But then but you can't be the guy on the date.
The wives are pissed.
Hate it.
Wives
hate
hate that.
Get her out.
Yeah.
Get the subway trash.
Probably has chlamydia. We're like,
we're going to
find out.
Put her back underground where she came from.
The women always be hating on that. I'm like, damn, let them live. Shit.
So you can't, and I think it's you can't do, she wasn't on the Evite.
Yeah. Damn. See, I didn't see, that's crazy to me. But
It's 3 months early. And then it's definitely not, because day of, if you start inviting people day of, everyone's already gotten an Evite 3 months early. They're committed to other house
But they
parties.
know my shit be popping. So they going to call it. They be like, nah, my Phil shit trumps all the other ones.
So it's a confidence.
It's a kind of, look, you remember last time? Yeah, last time we went crazy. We did ketamine. I'm playing. But it was just wild. It was a good time.
Number 3. Okay, this gets yours. Here's the New York Times. It says, when to show up to a party. Show up 15 minutes late. Even the best host or hostess appreciates that grace period. It's beyond priceless. I 100% agree. This same Australian guy I'm telling you, on time. Every single time. We have a party at 3, he's there at 3 o'clock. And it's like, can you just like go away for a few minutes?
We don't have that problem. Ever.
You don't say.
Baby, the host loves us. You got more than a grace period, my baby. You got about 3 hours. You know what I mean?
Black people aren't on time?
Fuck you.
Stop the presses.
CP time is a real thing, but especially when parties are meant to become too fashionably late. But everybody knows at a black party, if you show up on time, you are now part of the party planning committee.
Yes.
You are now setting up the chairs. You are making sure we got the cups and everything and the silverware, whatever's here is ready to go. You are and the thing is, you just came to party, but now you are part of the event.
Yeah, you're all of a sudden like feeding the baby.
Oh, yeah. Hold the baby while I get ready. No.
Yeah,
So you learn, I'm never coming on time. But, I'm normally to a good party, I'm going to be about an hour and a half, 2 hours late.
Can I say Phil was late to my wedding? The wedding happened. We were already married. We were married, and Phil comes in. He's like, all right, when are we getting this started?
I swear to God.
We'd already walked down the aisle, the church bells.
Baby, the reception was about to start.
They threw rice.
I said, Joe,
You guys are on your honeymoon. You're in Tahiti. And Phil walks in. All right, where's the wedding?
He literally clapped his hands and goes, let's get this going.
He's like tying his bow tie.
She's like, I'm already Mrs. Russell, Phil.
You guys have a kid.
Phil,
9 months late.
Joe, I completely forgot. I felt so bad. I was like, I missed it? Oh, God.
How late does a black wedding start?
No, black weddings, well, I don't want to do that. I would say no, weddings start on time. It depends. It depends on if you're punctual. Like, I'm very punctual. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You just said you're 2 hours late to everything.
That's a party.
That is punctual, though.
That's to a party. Like, I'm talking about for any, like, regular meetings and shit. Like, I'm always going to be on time. But, like, weddings, it depends on the person. I've been some, they start 15, 20 minutes late. But I've been to a black wedding that started 2 hours late, and I was mad I was mad as fuck. Because I've already sweated through my suit, all right? So now I'm pissed. And it's in Texas.
And you're sitting there for 2 hours.
And I'm like, this is dumb. Like, they're not even going to make it. So why are we doing this?
And also, then you're renting the venue a lot of these places. Like any wedding, it's like you get the space for 4 hours, and then we got another wedding coming in.
No, not them. They didn't have shit going for the day, so we was just there. Texas heat.
What about comedy?
I'm always on time for comedy, but if you the urban
That's what I'm asking.
The urban
I don't do, it's gonna shock you. I don't get invited that often to do
I
them.
could see that. I could see that, but
Are those on time?
never. Like, and I mean, never on time.
Okay.
Like, and the thing is, certain shows I've done, if it's the only thing you got, okay, you're good. But I can't do the bounce around because the show on the flyer says starts at 7. At 9 o'clock, they're like, all right, we're going to get this thing started in about 15 minutes.
in New York City?
In New York City. Harlem, the Bronx.
Then how is anyone bouncing?
They're not,
because people who don't
most-
know,
Yeah.
we're all bouncing around doing like 4 spots a night. So you got to be in and out and in and out.
But if I'm being honest, most comedians who are doing the black circuit don't go and do the white circuit.
So that's kind of their show for the night.
Yeah, that's true. Or they'll go and do another show that starts at 10:30 or 11.
Yeah.
And but like, it's just what it is. It's very tough to get booked in New York City, period.
Yeah.
But, the diversity is changing in a lot of these clubs, but it's still mostly dominated by, there's not a very, like, especially at the clubs I perform in, I'm one of the few past black comedians. There's probably like a handful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and I'm always down there, and I'm grateful for all that time. But that also, in return, a lot of the black rooms, I'll go and support my homies who only do the black room. They're like, there go Hollywood. He don't fuck with the black room.
Really?
I'm like, I don't fuck. Y'all don't book me in the black rooms, motherfucker. What, I'm supposed to not do the shows?
Well.
Yeah, that's how they treat me, like I done sold out.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, but I'll tell you this: the black rooms start late, but when you're coming up, black rooms pay more. When you're first, we were at the Lantern hoping we can get a fucking slice of pizza after those spots. Yeah, and then you go do these other black shows and they give you $250 off the jump.
$250 in New York City.
$250. And you the feature
To do a spot or to do like 20?
Yeah, they're paying the headliner $600. So it's like shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's different. But yeah, you also, the crowds are a lot more motherfucking. Hey, you gotta bring it.
I'm gonna start updating my material real quick.
The crowds are crazy. So it's just like one of those things. I don't know. It's a different side of comedy.
All right, we got to move on. We will be right back.
The New York Times is struggling. I'm sorry.
We got to move on. We'll be right back with your black and white advice questions after the break. Hey, you want to get bonus content, early episodes, and have your questions answered on the show?
Well, then subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/blackandwhiteadvice and subscribe right now.
Do it, and we'll give you a shout out on a future episode.
And I might call you the N-word. And we're back with your questions of the day.
Hey,
you like that? You like
That's
that
pretty
energy?
good,
That was
yeah.
pretty like radio-like, you know what I mean?
I've always wanted to be a radio host.
I think I could have had, you know what I mean? I'm too beautiful to be on the radio. You have a face for the radio, but I think I'm pretty.
Get the F out of my house. Leave.
I think I am quite good looking, Turner. I think I have to be in front of the camera, but you could be like an early one. And this is Turner Sparks.
Speaking of attractive people, we got a question about Carrot Top.
Oh, that guy, the comedian?
The comedian Carrot Top.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in like 30 years.
He's still killing it in Vegas.
Is he?
Dude, I was in Vegas a few months ago, and they were telling me, doing the Laugh Factory, and they were telling me that for the longest time, this lady used to manage Carrot Top, and she was like, he sells out the Luxor, that one that's the pyramid, still.
Really?
Every single night. Carrot Top sells out the Luxor. And they were like, oh yeah, she was like, yeah, Gallagher and Carrot Top. Do you remember Gallagher?
Yeah.
Smash the Watermelons?
Yeah.
She's like, they had this ongoing feud in Vegas for 20 years. And whenever they would see each other, it would just be like a fist fight.
Over what?
Because they're both prop comics.
Yeah.
And apparently Vegas is like only big enough for one prop comic. So they were very territorial about their
And Carrot Top came out on top?
Yeah, Carrot Top's like a steroid. I don't know if
He's huge.
I don't want to say steroids.
The last time I saw him, he was jacked.
Yeah, I guess he's like a big workout guy. And Gallagher, I think he died, R.I.P. But he was
We have really been on a tear lately with these RIPs.
with these dead people. But he was he was like an old nerdy, like, what are you, Carrot Top? Get over here.
Dude, I didn't know. That's the type of fame that I would like selling out those type of places. Nobody even remembers if you're alive or not, but I'm literally making $1 million a week.
Not only that, but you live there. You don't have to tour at all.
Yeah.
Carrot Top lives in the suburban Vegas. He has like a mansion. You just drive in at 6 p.m. at night. You drive in, you do your show at 7, you're home by 9.
That's pretty sick.
People come to you.
One day.
It's the life.
One day.
All right, so here's the question. I'm a black man, 40 years old. I have a question for Turner. Why do white people love Carrot Top? What am I missing? Okay.
I'm with him on that.
Are we sure that everyone, because you just kind of explained it, but are we sure that our audience knows who Carrot Top is?
They probably don't. That's why we're going to need to put a picture up of him when we do this, because I'm going to be honest, it's been that long. I was born in 88. If we have any type of listeners from the 2000s, they'll have no idea who we're talking about.
I think the white people will know, but that's what the question's about. Why do white people like Carrot Top?
I think white people of your age, I bet you a lot of young white people have no idea who Carrot Top is.
So basically his whole thing was he was a prop comedian with red hair.
Like orange red hair. Not like
and
Ron
long,
Weasley, but like orange, and it was long.
And long and curly. Here's why white people like Carrot Top. Because, and this is going to sound harsh, but gingers, red-haired people, right, were the original clowns.
Yeah.
So before we had clowns didn't always exist. Before they could put on the makeup and dye their hair red, it was just, hey, where's the nearest ginger? Let's throw stuff at them. Damn. I'm not saying me.
I understand.
Medieval times. I've researched. This is historical fact. So we like to, hey, look, it's a ginger. That's fun. That doesn't look like me or you.
You see how that evolved? Because if you rearrange the words of ginger, what you got?
Gingivitis? I don't know. What are we getting at, Phil?
Hard R. And so they were the original laughing stocks of the white folks until they went to Africa. And that's when they were like, we can change this ginger word around just a tad bit. And then they were like, do that little dance I taught you there, boy.
I'm talking about a Vegas.
I'm always going to take it back to slavery. But no, you're right. Ginger.
It's fun. They're fun.
They are. But with gingers, what I've always
are fun.
noticed is just a black guy looking in is when it comes to gingers, you're either fucking gorgeous or just an ugly duckling. There's no in between with the genders.
Yeah.
You're either hot as shit or ugly as fuck.
Yeah, so now
unfortunate.
unfortunately, we've gotten to Carrot Top. He seems like a great guy. I think people, so there's that. There's people just like a redhead. We just like it, right? And especially in comedy. I don't understand why more white comedians aren't redheads. That aren't like goofy.
You mean like dyeing their hair red or like why more
like
redheads
more-
aren't in it?
That's what I mean. The other
Guys,
way.
I was like-
why aren't more redheads? Because you're starting out with like a leg up.
Well, a lot of them can't be in the sun very long, so
Yeah, but it's
harder
an
to-
indoor art form. You're in a basement in a night. It's made for them.
Actually, you're right.
Especially
I
the
don't know.
goofballs. Because like Louis C.K. is a redhead, and then you got, what's his name, Andrew Santino.
Yeah.
But neither one of them's the goofy redhead. They're kind of like,
True serious
and they either go like angry serious,
or
fiery redhead,
or funny
or
goof-
like a goofball.
Santino's pretty goofy.
But he's not I mean, he's not Gallagher.
Nobody is though, because that was the
Carrot Top.
90s. Yeah, I think those people have kind
And then the second thing, I think people, like, you could be deaf and enjoy Carrot Top.
yeah, because he's doing all the act
It's
outs.
literally, you couldn't be blind. If you're blind, you'd have an issue because he's not very funny when he speaks, but he's got props and he's banging stuff and he's
Speaking of
bonking
blind,
into things.
I had a show the other night,
Yeah.
and there was this couple, and the guy was blind, and they sat them on the front row. And I just felt like such a bad seating choice. Like, why would you not put them in the back? Like, of course they can enjoy the show, but you wasting primetime real estate on one who literally will never. It's just, I don't know.
They're going to be happy wherever they're sitting.
Yeah, they would have been fine with it. And I was just like, I looked at the guy's seat, and I was like, why'd you do that? He's like, I just wanted him to feel like left out. How do you?
Okay, I got a couple things
You
here.
know what I'm saying? How do you mean left out? He's still laughing and hearing it with the rest of us.
I was in Hong Kong doing comedy. And do you know how rich Stevie Wonder is?
I mean, Steve
Okay.
Wonder's the man.
They told me, the comedians were like, hey, so Dave Chappelle apparently had been in town like a month earlier. And they were like, Dave Chappelle said from stage that he didn't get a hotel because Stevie Wonder owns a house in Hong Kong. And when he heard he was there, he said, Dave, you're staying at my house. Stevie Wonder wasn't even in town. He just said, here's the keys. You're staying at my house. That Hong Kong is an island, Hong Kong Island. It's a peak. At the very top of the island with the best view in the entire island is Stevie Wonder's house.
He has the top mountain penthouse.
$80 million home. A blind guy.
Good for him.
Has the best view.
A ribbon in the sky.
How? What a flaunt of your money.
Yeah, I know. I'm shitting
You're
on
like,
y'all.
I could live in a parking garage.
And would not know.
Wouldn't know.
I actually don't think he's blind, guys.
You don't think Stevie Wonder's blind?
No.
Is this like deep QAnon?
There's videos online of like him, like shit happening that you could tell he could see.
Joe, we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna tarnish this.
Really? Yeah. I believe it.
I saw him shoot a free throw on TikTok one time. He is blind as a bat.
I saw him dunk from the free throw line.
I'm telling you, I don't know about that, buddy. He threw that ball straight at the sky. I felt so bad. I laughed so hard.
I have one more thought here
About Carrot Top?
about blind people. I did a show one time. I've been wanting to say this for years. I haven't found the right forum. Thankfully, we've landed on it. I did a show one time, and it was all the concept was it was like at this festival. It was all in the dark. The whole audience is blindfolded. They turn the lights out, and you do stand up. And the idea being they can hear your voice, but they can't see you. So like act outs don't work and stuff. But I kind of tricked them. I started like I did like old timey radio. I'm like, so I ran to the bedroom. Da, 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 da. Anyway, I did pretty good. But at the end of the show, I just thought it was a cool concept. At the end of the show, the host goes back up and he goes, thank you. I just want to let you know all the money we made tonight has gone to an organization that raises awareness for blindness. In case apparently people aren't aware that there's blind people on Earth. And this was odd. Does anyone not know?
I don't understand what was so odd about it. They were raising money for blind people.
Nobody was like a blind awareness. Like, I don't know.
It was a blind awareness show.
Is anyone not aware that blind people exist?
No.
Are we
Okay, I'm
not
like, wait,
aware?
what's so hard about this
Are
concept?
we not aware of blind people?
That's just what they call it so they can get money and steal it. But I mean, they ain't never.
That's my point.
Oh, blind aware. I got you. Yeah,
I'm like,
okay.
who's
I'm
not aware of?
Who's
Are there
not-
commercials on TV? Like, everyone, stop what you're doing. There's this thing called blind people.
I'm telling you though, if I'm some real shit, and I'm not trying because I don't know. There's a comedian who has a bit about this, so I don't want to. take their bit. But it is true. Technology has advanced in every realm, but in blind. They still got these motherfuckers banging sticks on the street. and that's some weird, like, think about it. That's the first tool they gave them when blind people first dropped. And now we have solo driving cars right now, and they still got sticks. Why don't they have any type of echolocation? Why don't we have VR headphones, like eyesight? Why can't y'all give them vision?
Okay, but the money should go to that and not just awareness.
That's what the awareness is. We aware that we fucking these blind people.
But then what are we doing about it? Just being aware?
I don't know why we haven't helped them out more. I think we think they're powerful well beyond belief and don't want to give them a leg up. Because when you lose one sense, all your other shit gets way stronger. And if we start helping blind people out too much, well, it's a slippery slope.
It's competition
They're
for the
X-Men.
rest of us.
They're probably X-Men.
Anyway, point is they're not gonna like Carrot Top.
They're not. All right. I'm over Carrot Top.
What do you think? Oh, do you want to?
I don't. Yeah, because I'm with the guy who asked the question. I don't get it. I've never thought he was funny back when I was a kid. I thought it was kind of like, what the fuck is this shit? and now even still, I'm like, oh, he's still alive.
I defend him more now than I did when I was a kid.
Really?
Because of the fact that it's so hard to make a living.
Well,
in
that's
comedy.
what I'm saying. Now as a comedian, I respect that.
Yeah,
that you
that's
told
what
me
I mean.
that.
That's what I mean.
But again, if you gave me tickets to go see Carrot Top, I wouldn't go.
You wouldn't go see him?
probably
I would 100% go.
Really?
Just out of curiosity of like, it's props. I don't know.
Is he gonna put me on? Am I gonna get to be a guest spot?
He's not giving you time.
Well, then I'm definitely not fucking going.
Carrot Top needs to give you time.
I got props.
I will say this in white comedy, okay? There is a spectrum of it. And it goes, Carrot Top is on one end. The one where like you don't have to use your brain at all. You just show up and you laugh, right? And literally there's no thought. And then there's, on the other end of this, I'm going to say is Hannah Gadsby. There's not really much laughing going on, but it's a lot of thinking.
You name dropped. You feel pretty solid. How you know?
Well, what's she going to do?
How
to
you
me?
know Hannah ain't gonna take us on tour one day?
I'm pretty sure she's not going to take me on tour one day.
You name dropped her. She sucks.
No, I'm just saying she's like a real thinker.
She is. Yeah.
It's a real, it's a lot of that when you go watch.
Let me tell you something. That's the
Okay.
last thing I want to do at a show.
Oh, yeah, me too. I mean, yeah, of course. But
Send me the TED Talk.
some people enjoy the
Yeah.
type of comedy.
Those are. Not
So
mine.
anyway, that's what I'm saying.
It does, and it's subjective. That's what makes comedy
Hopefully
good.
you and I end up somewhere between Carrot Top
I
and
would
Hannah
pray.
Gadsby.
I would pray.
Somewhere
that-
between the and the okay.
But as long as they buying tickets, you're right. They'll take them all the way to the bank.
I would say yeah, exactly.
go.
Put me on Netflix. I'll all day long.
I don't give a shit.
All right, Luke in Queens. I'm a white guy who started dating a black woman. She has invited me to a barbecue party with her Jamaican family in Brownsville, Brooklyn this weekend.
Sheesh.
We should let the audience know Brownsville.
Brownsville. It is still 1983 in Brownsville. Do not go there. The gentrification has never touched it. It is the real deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A good description.
Yeah.
What do I need to do to prepare for this event?
Probably check yourself into the ER.
In advance.
Yeah, I would just go ahead and call out on
Can
this
you
one, my boy.
pre-book, like you book a hotel room? Can you go on like whatever TripAdvisor or not and pre-book a ER visit?
No, I would just jump from an Uber. Like somebody can hit you. I just need a little touch, a little
You
bump.
just get out of it.
Yeah, and
entirely?
I'm telling you, yeah. No, this is I'm at the hospital, babe. I was hit by a fucking car. Are you crazy?
Don't go to. Don't.
How
go to
long have you
Brownsville.
been dating her? That's what I want to know. You know what I mean? Because is she the one? Is it because if it's just a fling,
Yeah.
it ain't worth that.
Don't go to.
Don't even
Brownsville.
go. Don't even go, man. Because listen, I'm black as hell, and some of my closest friends are from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
All right. And when I moved here 9 years ago, I'll never forget it. He was like, a couple things. He was like about the subway. He was like, and never go to East New York. He said ever. He said, unless I'm with you or somebody. He said, but I don't go there, so you'll never go. He's like, I don't care if she bad as fuck, want to suck everything off of it. He said, do not go. He was like, because I'm telling you, he said, it's different over there. And that was a real New Yorker telling me that. And I've to this day, I've gone to East New York maybe one time, and I was with somebody from there, and he was like, no, he was like, we good, but be aware of your surroundings. When people have to tell you that when you get to their house, be aware of your surroundings, it's an uneasy feeling. So why am I here? I don't like being in places where I can't relax. You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've been to Brownsville once. No, I think twice.
You got more street cred than me.
I went because when I first moved here,
You repoed somebody's house?
I had no health care. So I just come back to the U.S. I had like no credit, no anything, no health care. So I signed up for Obamacare. And at that time, you had to go in person. You couldn't do it online.
Oh.
So I had my agent or whatever the state assigns you to was in Brownsville. So I had to go to her office in Brownsville. It was terrifying.
No, it's
And I went at like 11 a.m.
That's what I'm saying. With the sun's out.
And the third time I went, she was like, I went 3 times because I remember the third time she's like, never come back here. We can do it all online.
Because
shouldn't be-
you looked like free lunch.
Yeah, it was free lunch.
You look like free.
I looked like a salami sandwich.
Yeah, barbecue chicken. They were like, yeah.
Barbecue chicken. She's like, you shouldn't be walking around this neighborhood.
You were over waving at random people. Hi, guys.
Hey!
Beautiful day.
I was doing the Australian guy. Hi, mate. What are you doing? I remember just getting off the subway at the Brownsville stop and being like,
You know, Mike Tyson's from Brownsville.
is he?
That's where he's from. Yeah, it's still the exact same, untouched.
It's rough.
It is terrifying.
Okay,
out
so
there.
don't go.
Don't go.
That's a good answer. Next one. Oh, here we go. I have a this is from Olivia in Brooklyn. Shout out, Olivia.
What up, O?
I have a black female roommate who takes a long time in the bathroom every morning getting ready for work. It wasn't a problem at first, but now it's making me late for work and jeopardizing my job. How do I politely ask her to speed it up a little bit without making her mad at me?
The energy, speed it up a little bit. LaQuisha.
Chop, chop.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd probably go in there with a little different energy. But here's the thing.
Would you go in clapping like, come on, hello?
Can you fight? You go in there clapping and you gonna get clapped. That's all. Yeah, I would not do it like that.
It's a one bathroom situation. in
One
the
bathroom
household.
situation, and that's the thing. But I think you have a talk with her, like just over a glass of wine on some friendly shit. Like, hey, so can we get bathroom times like separate apart? Like, what time do you have to be overtime? And can we come up with a plan? Because I've been a little late, and I don't want to rush you, and I want you to have enough time, but I also need to, and just have a talk like that on some girl. But if you come in there like, could you please move it along? You're gonna get beat the fuck up. That's just,
I think what you want to do is you bottle it up, and then you let it explode at 7:30 in the morning when you're late for work.
That is one way to do it. As I'm telling you,
Just
that,
ham sandwich in your mouth, like halfway through breakfast, going, "Come on, let's go!" Open up the curtain.
you're gonna be able to cut that tension in that house with a knife. And there's nothing worse than beefing with your roommate. You know, and the thing
Yeah.
is, you know what's crazy in New York? New Yorkers are very few. Like when at our age, where you might have a roommate. You know what I mean? Like I live with my
Adults
girl.
have roommates.
Adults have 40-year-olds have roommates in New York City. Anywhere else, people are laughing at you like you fucking bum.
Yeah.
Like in the South, you just it's unheard of. You know what I mean? You just don't do that. In other places, Midwest, at our age, you just don't.
It's because you can rent an apartment for like $800 a month.
Right?
In
Exactly.
the suburbs somewhere. Here
Exactly.
it's like $3,000.
Exactly. So
$4,000.
we got to do it. So it's totally different. But the whole roommate thing is crazy because you want to have peace in your home. There is nothing worse than coming home from a long day of work and you fucking hate your roommate. It's just you don't rest well. And because you're like, any fucking thing he says, I'm gonna whoop his ass. That's how you think when you're at work. Yeah, it's terrible. So I think you have to try to keep the peace no matter what, and you kind of have to diffuse the situation if you can.
I think the backup option, if that doesn't work, is you just move out.
Damn, already?
I think you move out of your own
just not
place.
even say shit and be like, that's
Yeah.
it, I'm moving.
If you want to be extra safe,
If you want to be extra
as
white,
a white lady,
move out in the middle of the night
You just move out and you go, it's been a pleasure.
and leave the black lady with the rest of the rent. You motherfucking piece of
You're
shit.
you gotta save yourself at some point.
You gotta save it. You're the worst type of roommate.
some
I'm
point-
just gonna separate myself from the situation. Bitch, you owe me some rent.
At some point, you gotta get out. Yeah, you can pay a month, an extra month.
Damn. You would pay an
I'm
extra month of rent just to get out early?
I'm saying there's a level of awkwardness that people sometimes don't want to deal with.
Then
I'm-
just saying, could we like
No, I'm
come up
saying
with a
if
time?
that doesn't work.
Oh, if that doesn't work, I'm like, that was your first. Okay, if that
no,
doesn't
I
work.
said as a backup. If that doesn't work,
Oh no, I'm gonna fight for mine.
I'm trying to help our listeners.
I'm like last
With
man
options.
standing, gets the bathroom.
Are you ready to fight? All right, last one. Oh my God, I think this one's. I did not write this, but this is very much directed at me. This is Kevin in Dallas. He says, I'm a white guy that has only ever dated Asian women. That's not actually exactly true with me, but I'm a white guy that's only ever dated Asian women. Lots of people say I have a fetish, but I don't think so. I just like what I like. Am I wrong?
No.
I think you're not wrong. Absolutely, you're not wrong. I'm going to take this one. My wife is Chinese. There is a way that people get a white guy with an Asian woman get treated. You get treated. By all accounts, this is an interracial relationship, right? America 2024, we're supposed to love interracial. Oh my, especially like the liberals. It's great. Oh my, good for you. Yay. Interracial relationship. You know, white women, interracial. There's none of that energy when it's the white guy Asian lady.
Really?
It's the who's the creep with the Asian lady.
They think you're a creep.
100%. It's they call it a fetish. They go, oh, look at the Asian fetish. The guy with the Asian fetish.
Really?
Yikes! Lock him up. What's wrong with him? Put him in prison. And I think I blame Woody Allen. I think it's Woody Allen.
Is Woody Allen's stepdaughter Asian?
Yeah, but the main part is that it's his daughter, not that she's an Asian.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the headline that white people take out of it is that he dated an Asian. He's such a creep. And I go, no, he dated his daughter.
Yeah, and then John Lennon had Yoko.
But that was, she was the weirdo in that. Lennon was okay. I also blame you ever see not Coming to America? No.
Like, of
Good
course
Morning,
I've seen
Good
it.
Morning Vietnam.
Yeah, with Robin Williams.
Robin Williams goes over there, wants to start dating this Vietnamese girl, and then
Find out she had a cock.
no, her brothers go, no, you're not allowed to date my sister, not allowed to date my sister. And he's like, I don't care. I'm an American. I'm going to date your sister. Finally, the girl like relents, like 45 minutes into the movie. The first 45 minutes is he's just pushing and she's like, no. Finally, he says yes. And then you find out the reason why the brother didn't want to date him is because Robin Williams' whole platoon blew up their village.
And so she was just...
And she's like, I don't want to date the guy who blew up my village.
But she had no choice.
But then she had no choice, so Robin Williams did. And then Robin Williams leaves.
He Pocahontas her.
Yeah, he's dating her, and then he leaves and goes back to America, and then he's like the hero of the story.
Yeah.
I could see if you see that, you're like, yeah, those white guys are kind of like a-holes.
Not kinda. It's kind of y'all.
Yeah, but not all of us are blowing up villages.
Well, not.
And also
if
not-
you had the opportunity.
Here's the racism, the underlying racism here of the people who think this way. Asian people aren't poor anymore. This isn't like you're going into an impoverished village and dating like someone who has no other options. Crazy rich Asians exist.
That is like 1%.
That's so untrue.
How many rich Asians is it now? Like they're mostly rich.
Millions.
They have millions of rich people.
Millions. When I was living in China, the middle class, and this is like 10 years ago, the middle class of China was the size of the United States. There was over 300 million middle class people in China.
Really?
But you go out there now, people are driving Corvettes, Bentleys, and this isn't just a tiny amount of people. They've had now since 3 decades.
Wow, how are they getting so much money?
Money. How do they get? Because their sole focus, the government's sole focus is business.
Really?
Internationally. So they're making deals with the US, they're making deals with Europe, they're making deals with everybody. Any good you buy, that shirt was probably made in China.
100%.
So then people, there's this idea that, it's like there's these like children making these shirts. Well, guess what? There's also a guy who owns the factory. There's also middle management. That employs 1,000 people. All of them are Chinese people. Anyway, point is,
we gotta get
I'm on
over
this
there.
guy's side. Date whoever you want to date. Don't let racists
I
come in and
I
tell
think
you
it's
who you're
okay
not
to have a
supposed to date.
preference. That's what I'm saying. I mean, unless you do some weirdo shit, you know what I mean? But like, it's okay to have a preference in what you like. Like people have gotten so weird with this shit. Like it's okay to like, this is what I like. Like, when did that become a thing? Now, if you're putting down other races and then all these other people are ugly as shit, but these people, that is a weird thing. But if you're open, like, you have like a certain look that you like, that's okay. Like, I don't understand that.
Agreed. I also think there is a respect issue you want to attach to it a bit. Like, I've met white guys who like date people from, say, China or the Philippines, Vietnam, and then they've never been to that country. They don't speak the language at all. They're like, I don't like Chinese food.
Right.
And you're like, well, you probably should.
Yeah,
Have
that's what
some
it-
respect.
exactly.
Get to know the culture a bit. Learn some of the language.
Eat
do
the
something.
fucking shrimp chips. And,
Eat the shrimp chips.
You think your wife would like those? You think she would?
She loves. We talked to. She said, yeah, she's into these.
Y'all can keep them.
All right. I think that's it. That's the show.
That's it for me, baby. Y'all enjoy them chips. I'm out.
See you next time.
You've got a question, but you're scared to ask. Just drop the boys a message, cause they're up to the task. They're all